Welcome. This is Joshua Benoist in Autodesk Product Support. Joining us will be Martin Schmid. Today we're going to talk about how to create a lighting watts per square foot space schedule. Here is the problem statement. I asked this question of Martin Schmid, and so Martin very graciously allowed us to record a desktop share with him. And so we're going to see here in just a moment that desktop share that I did with him. Thank you very much.
Unique shapes in some cases. All right, and then we'll just give each of these a name. A and B. And then we'll just give them numbers as well.
Is your property palette on the other screen? You still there?
All right, so we've got 4 spaces, each with a unique name and number. And the name is shown up here, which is not. So let's and then name. All right. So now in our property set, you see we've got name, area, and number.
Right.
That's, again, those are right on the spaces. So I'm just going to save this. Spaces. And I'll create a new file. Lighting. And extract in that spaces. The other thing I need to do is, like what I was going to say, was we need to have this property set that exists on the spaces. That exact same property set needs to be in the drawing where the lighting is. I'm assuming that the user is going to have the spaces in a separate drawing than the light fixtures.
Right.
That's why I'm setting up this way. But what we need to do is go to that spaces, mod drawing, documentation, property set, and just make sure we copy this for the lighting one.
Okay.
And then overwrite the existing one that's there. So now I'm going to add a device. Put these guys in and style and give it a load. Call it 100.
Okay.
And I'll just put a few of these around, and then I'll just put another type of light fixture in here just for the sake of making it not so basic. And I'll just call this 50. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is I need to have a property set on the devices, of course, to report their load information in a schedule.
Yeah.
So we're going to build that property set. So we'll create a property set called device object. Device to device, light fixture, and we need load, and then we're going to use location properties. There we go. So we'll add the name, and we'll get that from the space engineering object. So there's the name. So again, you're selecting the property from the space that you want to essentially report from the light fixture. We had number. And I should have called this number. And it's going to make it a little more clear. This is space. Now we'll just select all the light fixtures. Actual property set. Now if I select any of these lights, what we should see is it should be report, oh, lights not getting the area. It should be
No walls?
no, that's fine. I selected the wrong property set. All right, so there we go. Now we've got the information we need. So now we create a schedule. Add in something with this. So sorting. Now we'll just sort by so here, what we see here is a schedule. It shows for space A. There's all the load from space A, the load from space B, and then D. And so what you've got to do is when you export this, on my desktop. Actually, now that I know that I've done this somewhere, I wish I knew. Once I had a macro that would go in and then take this and get exactly the data they're looking for.
Yeah.
But basically, you can see here, if you just insert a row there, insert a row, after each space. Now we could just do a sum to get the total load per space.
Oh.
And then we've got the area. I mean, it's real redundant out there, but the data is at least there. So now you just take this divided by that. We can copy that down here. I'll just make these bold.
Cool.
So once you get the data out, it's a little manual to summarize that in Excel, but it beats the heck out of trying to manually count them and figure it all out. Right?
Yeah. All right.
Really?
Yeah. So you can take this back to straight back into CAD now from here.
You could.
Okay. So there's a few ways to bring your Excel spreadsheet back into AutoCAD MEP. So we've got this spreadsheet over here. Before we do anything, we might want to do some formatting real quick. So right now we're set to Calibri. Let's let's match what we have in our drawing file, our text. So let's change this to simplex. So we're going to change it to simplex, and I'm going to change this to a size 10. No reason other than it's a nice round number. We added a column here. We might want to expand it over just to polish it up. And we may want to stretch some of these just to make it look, clean it up. And we don't want that large of a number, so let's clean these up too. So now we'll take this, we're going to save our file, and I'm going to say copy. So there's a couple ways we can do this. One, if you come up here and you type in OLE, it gives you a couple choices. So you can do insert OBJ. So let's try that. Let's come back out here and go INSERT OBJ. And it says create new or create from file. And look at that. I've already browsed to it. So we're going to say OK. Oh. Okay. And it doesn't always grab the right area, as you can see. So there's some issues with doing that method. The other thing about this method, if I move this, move it over here a little bit, let's compare it up against our schedule. You know, this text height looks pretty close. I'm going to zoom in on the number 1. And we're going to compare it to the text height of this number 1. And they're pretty close, they're not exact. So yeah, that's one method. The other method was, you know, basically copy the exact area that you want. And then come over here, right click, and say paste from clipboard. And then it says specify the insertion point. So I'm going to paste it right over here near this guy. And so we've got simplex 11, 5:30 seconds. No. Let's make this 18 foot. For some reason 18 seems to be the magic number here. I don't know why. Our text height is set to 3/32 of an inch equals 1 foot. So when you measure this, it's 1 foot tall. And I think the ratio from going from 11, 18, it just works out that it ends up at 1 foot. I'm going to say OK. So if we zoom in here, we can compare these. We can say move. I'm going to zoom in real tight on this one. And we'll just kind of drag it over here a little closer and make it overlap these so that you can see kind of how close it is. So you can see that they're pretty darn accurate in text height when you use the magic number 18 feet. All right.